Chapter 20. Deliberations. D. Dorian sat in a dimly lit chamber deep beneath the castle. The flickering torchlight cast long shadows on the stone walls. The room was sparse, with a heavy wooden table dominating the center and a few scattered chairs around it. The air was filled with the scent of old books and the faint dampness of stone. He looked up from the table.
So, Lady Elena, will you help us?
She was a picture of beauty, with narrow cheekbones, blonde hair cascading down her shoulders, and full red lips.
How did a king's guard secure such a lady?
Cedric coughed, and Dorian realized, with a flush of embarrassment, that he had just been staring.
Did you call for Pivera?
Elena inquired coldly.
Yes, he will be arriving shortly. We were hoping to see where your loyalties lie. If you help us secure Cedric's position against Olivia, you can be certain your husband will be more than a king's guard when the war is over.
Dorian said with a smile. Elena responded with a mocking grin.
Cedric should have told you,
she said, tilting her head.
Or perhaps he hasn't been paying much attention. My husband is quite content with his position. Besides, if I were to betray him by removing his best friend from power, I'm certain he would not remain my husband for long.
Dorian placed both hands on the table, knuckles down, and tried to look serious.
Lady Elena, we swear to keep Ghalen from harm. He will have a place in the kingdom once this is all over. That is the best deal he can hope for. If you are loyal to him, you should take it.
Elena sighed.
No, gentlemen. It is quite clear to me. You're in over your heads, and you need my help too.
The door creaked open without a knock, and a head with thin, oily hair and two nervous eyes peeked through.
Ah, Pivera, good. I was just explaining to these two gentlemen how they are drowning and we are their only hope for salvation. Anything you would like to add?
Pivera darted inside and sat beside Elena, his hand twitching slightly.
No, that should suffice,
he muttered, his eyes boring into Dorian's, and a chill ran down Dorian's spine.
So, General Banner, Lord Protector, Pivera sneered. You've overreached, and now you're about to lose everything.
Dorian was about to protest, but was stopped by Cedric's raised hand.
No, we can't refute it, Dorian. We have dug our own grave, and we are asking for help. There's no excuses.
He looked at Elena.
Will you help us? It is that or hand the city to Olivia. That will be even worse for Ghalen, I can assure you.
She frowned and raised her chin.
Well, you are right about one thing, Lord Protector. We can't let that serpent take control. But we will not help you secure your treasonous schemes. What will happen is this. You and Dorian, and any other puppets loyal to you, will help me and Pivera solidify Galen's power. That is our final offer and your only option, as far as I'm concerned. So, I suggest you take it.
Pivera nodded frantically.
Can anything go as planned?
Dorian thought, looking at the cracked boards in the ceiling. But he supposed that's what rebellions were. Unpredictable and messy.
You drive a hard bargain, Lady Elena. Do you have a plan to accomplish this goal?
He asked.
We do. And we will include you once you swear on the mountain to support Ghalen.
Dorian exchanged a glance with Cedric.
First they convinced you to betray your family for the good of the country. Now you are being asked to betray the rebels for the good of the country.
We will weigh our options. Thank you for your time, Lady Elena. Councilmember Pivera. Cedric rose and nodded at each of them. He gestured for Dorian to follow. As they left, Dorian heard Elena's calm voice.
I see,
she said.
We'll be seeing you soon, then.
He imagined her perfect lips curving into a triumphant smile. As Dorian closed the door and turned, Cedric grabbed his shoulder firmly and stared at him dead in the eyes.
Sorry. I wanted to give you a chance to decide for yourself. I believe we are out of options. Either we accept their help and fight a desperate battle for Ghalen, risking death for treason if we win, or we hand over the crown to the South. In that case, it wouldn't take long for Olivia to see me as a threat to her legitimacy, and I would meet the same fate. But you have a choice. You've always done what you think is best for our country and remained loyal to that cause. I won't hold it against you if you decide to look out for your own people now.
Best for my people would be a southern crown, but that would not be the best for Arania.
I am with you, Cedric. I pledge my loyalty to you, and I will not break 2 oaths in one lifetime.
He turned back and reopened the door. Back so soon? Elena said, mocking surprise.
We will fight for Ghalen,
Dorian declared, standing tall. Swear it, she demanded, her face impassive. Cedric and Dorian both knelt, swearing featly to Ghalen beneath the mountain. They vowed that breaking this oath would condemn them and their families to forever dwell in its shadow. Good, good, Pivera muttered, rubbing his hands together. We can begin.
Tell me your plan,
Dorian demanded.
How do we attack?
Elena rolled her eyes. Always a soldier, aren't you? Pivera nodded in agreement. We won't be attacking, Elena said. My sources say Lady Olivia had a spirited exchange with the king, implying she was breaking mountain law. Can you confirm this, Banner General? Dorian was taken back.
Why does that matter? She'd have him arrested under the Silver Cross, but I stopped that madness.
You know her oldest son, do you not, Dorian? Pivera asked.
Aestram. I taught him fencing as a boy, and he has asked me for tactical advice on occasion.
Dorian replied. Excellent news. We can proceed then, can't we, Pivera? Elena said. Fantastic news, the skittish man exclaimed.
Why is that good news?
Cedric asked. This is our plan, Elena said, unfolding parchments on the table. We'll spread rumors about Olivia breaking mountain law. Since there's truth to it, witnesses will likely confirm enough to sow the seeds of doubt. And then, Pivera? Pivera pointed at Dorian. Our esteemed Banner General here will lure her proud warrior son away from witnesses and guards, exploiting their relationship. And then, Elena interrupted, her son will suffer a tragic fall, overcome with grief and shame. Her second son will take his own life. Cedric shook his head.
You would let people believe she's cursed by the mountain?
Dorian slammed his hand on the table, rising to his feet.
You would kill her innocent sons for victory? What kind of monsters are you?
Elena leaned back in her chair, crossing her arms. Sit down, Banner General. This will save thousands of innocent lives from dying in a civil war, a rebellion you helped orchestrate. Call me a monster if you like, but I don't value her sons' lives more than those of other Iranians. Dorian sat down, running a hand through his hair.
If the report had been false, if she hadn't tried to break the law, was this your only plan?
Not quite, Pivera said. Before he left, I obtained a signed order from His Majesty himself, in case it became necessary. Elena explained.
A mighty gift,
Cedric remarked. Indeed, Elena continued. As soon as I realized your scheme, I visited every bank in the city. I, or rather Ghalen through me, declared martial law and confiscated the treasures of the southern lords. These funds were immediately transferred to Keld. I figured that if it came to a fight, we need to besiege our own city and wait for Olivia's forces to crumble, as unpaid soldiers are rarely loyal. Dorian scoffed.
You are as cunning as you are beautiful, Lady Elena.